the Suns beat the Lakers 125-108. The villain, Dillon Brooks, scores 33, which makes it worse, right?
Especially with that big D and B on his
chest.
God.
Is he the biggest heel in sports?
Yes, and I love it.
He's the biggest heel in the NBA for sure.
He might be the biggest heel. He is very annoying, but he leans into it. He is a true heel.
That's his bit.
And he helps the Suns beat the Lakers. That just makes it worse. But what are these cracks that it exposes? I'm curious. What do you mean?
Well, you got beat by the Suns pretty badly. So you want to try to avoid doing that in the future. Listen, the cracks are LeBron's old. And LeBron ain't the LeBron of 3 years ago.
But you didn't lose because he was old.
They lost last night because they played bad. But I think
Luka turned it over 9 times, scored. Yeah,
for sure. And look, nobody on the Lakers was particularly good last night. But LeBron looked particularly old last night.
He looked tired.
And maybe it's an off night. Maybe it is, he's still working his way back into the flow of regular NBA action. All of those things are possible. Or he's 23 years into his career, and he is finally starting to show some signs of really significantly slowing down.
And it happens just like that sometimes.
And we've been waiting for it to happen for arguably maybe 5 or 6 years. So we're way past the point where it could show up. And I'm not saying it showed up. I'm just saying last night, LeBron James looked tired.
DeAndre, you went to the game last night, right? I saw you in the Cappy Lappy.
Yeah, part of the Cappy Lappy.
First off, to point out the Cappy Lappy.
Which you can find on social.
You can find all of our
at
social.
ESPN Los Angeles.
Look, man, it's legit. Everyone knows when he comes around, they're like, oh, is this the Cappy Lappy?
Then why didn't he hang in there with Yamamoto?
Yeah,
you got to him. He turned around.
I think he got starstruck.
He probably
Is
did
that what happened?
I think so.
Come on.
Probably did get starstruck. I left. I left.
You can't be starstruck with the Cappy Lappy. If
I saw Yamamoto, I'd probably fall to the ground weeping.
But no, the Cappy Lappy is legit. But I mean, I understand. I get it. With LeBron being old last night, there's some signs of that. Yes, but realistically, like as a team, they played bad. Like the point is all solely on LeBron James. I'm sorry, it's not him. Like
that's why the two things. It was a bad night for the Lakers. Period. New sentence. And LeBron James looked particularly old.
And honestly, they got bullied. They got punked the whole entire game. Like, and again, they had success, 7 wins, but the teams that they're playing against, they beat the Bucks. Okay, cool. They're a struggling team right now.
I believe in the rest advantage. That's what it looked like to me.
Could be.
One team was tired.
They beat the Pelicans. Yeah. Cool. You're supposed to, again, I told you, they're supposed to go 3-0 that week. You're supposed to beat the Clippers. You're supposed to beat the Mavericks. You're supposed to beat the Pelicans. You stack up wins like we talked about. But then you run into a team like the Phoenix Suns who, remind you, they just came off a game against Oklahoma City Thunder where they barely lost by 4 in Oklahoma City. Like, they give teams their best game. They are well coached. They play hard.
Yeah.
When you don't come out and play hard right from the jump, you're going to get punched in the mouth. And they never responded throughout the whole entire game.
21 turnovers by the Lakers. You're going to lose. 18 assists for the Lakers. It just shows you they had more energy. But you're going to get beat.
Could that be because one of their players is really old?
No, here's the one thing. The one thing I don't know, and I don't have an answer to, is when they win close. When they lose, they get stomped. What does that say? When they lose by double digits. When they win, it's tight. What does that tell you?
Does it matter?
Well, you can be measured by your losses too. Which one is the real one?
Both, right?
Yeah.
If you lose by 1, you lose by 15, you still lost, right? Same thing, win by 1, win by 15, you still won. I get your point.
Competitive in every game?
But,
yeah.
But I think in the NBA in particular, and this happens in baseball too, sometimes when you realize it ain't happening tonight, pack it in. Pack it in. Let's get it. In football, you don't have the luxury of doing that because you only get to play 17 games. Basketball, you're playing 82 times. Baseball, you're playing 162 times. That some nights, if it's 7-0 in the 4th inning, guys, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Last night the Suns jumped them right out of the gate, and it just felt like, you know what, let's just get out of here.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like to me. Had this been a playoff game, you can't do it like that. I don't know if they roll quite like that. I don't know. I'm on parallel tracks. Bad night to be sure.
Definitely.
Not the end of the world.
No.
But I got my eye on LeBron.
Austin Reeves
LeBron
scored 16. I'm used to him scoring 30. I don't think this team needs LeBron to score 20.
No, but they need him to be.
Do you?
active.
I don't think they need him to score 20.
He's got to be aggressive, man.
Yes.
And I get it. Him standing in the corner, he comes off. He's a second option. He tries to find the cutters and all that stuff.
Did he feel active to you last night?
No, he did not feel active.
Yeah.
He felt really disengaged in the offense. And like there was a point, I remember that play vividly. In the second quarter, they threw him a nice law pass in the paint, and he had a smaller guard on him, and he decided to kick out to Dalton Connect for a 3. I'm like, nah, man. At that moment, when you're already down and the Suns are on a 10-2 run, you got to go up with that to cut the bleeding down just a little bit, not force up a 3-point shot where that's not your guys' bread and butter that night. You guys were forcing shots. The Suns did a great job of funneling in the paint. Lakers' strengths, what we always talked about. They do a good job getting to the free throw line. They do a great job getting to mid-range. What did the Phoenix Suns do? They took them out of their game. They were physical. They were taking them out of their offense. Luka Doncic comes down, shoots a step back 3. He had 4 turnovers in the span of 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You're not going to win basketball games like that, man.
No.
I'm sorry. You're not going to win basketball
That's
games
the full
like that.
Luka experience, too.
It is, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's talking about you don't need him to play defense. Nah, man, you're going to need to play some defense at some point. You're going to have to, man. Austin Reeves going to have to play defense at some point. There's no way you should lose a game and have Dillon Brooks score 33 points. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He was out there. He was doing his job. But to lose to another guard and Colin Gillespie, who no one really knew about, but the fact that he's getting 8 for 14 from the 3-point line, that's an issue. Like that's a problem that needs to get addressed.
First game without a steal for Luka. I think that was the stat.
He kind of cherry picks. Like he's going to get steals because he's very risky when he's defending. Like he will take chances and risk getting burned to get a couple of steals here.
They can fill it up. You know, I'm rooting for this thing to work. I know it'd be better for us if this thing flamed out and LeBron made it a big fat stink fest, but I'm kind of rooting for this thing to work. I really am. I hope LeBron can figure out how to be great within this. Like, use Luka, use Austin Reeves. Figure out how to make them better so you can win again.
I hope it works, too.
He never has been able to do that, so I don't know why now he would be able to do that.
Look, I mean, even this is year 23, you got to know by now you're close to the end. And I mean, I don't
think he sees the world like a regular guy. I think because he's not a regular guy. He's just different than literally everybody else.
Between 1 and 5, if he thinks he's got 5 more years, there's more behind.
5 more years.
He might.
I'm just saying. There in a wheelchair.
I'm just saying him. But I mean, look, this thing with the Lakers is not done yet.
No,
this is your last opportunity to win a championship.
What this feels, the reason this feels different to me in 2025, 2026 is because there is life after this season. That before, up until Luka,
for us,
you needed him.
I mean, for him. Yeah.
No. But the point is that whatever happens, they're out early. Okay, move on. They make a run. Okay, great. Move on.
Yeah.
They win the whole thing. Okay, great.
You're going to move on.
Move on.
Right.
That no matter what happens, there's the next chapter is waiting, and that's what and not just with him, but with ownership.
I think that makes us all happy.
When they get all of their procedures in place, when they get their people in place, when they start to, figure out who is worth keeping and who isn't worth keeping, and kind of go through that whole process.
I hope that wasn't a Bronny James shot, because that's my cardiac brother.
When you go through all of these things, I think that's when you're going to get an idea of what's next.
I think he actually meant Bronny James.
No,
he definitely did.
I swear to God.
I saw it.
I forgot. I literally forget he's on the team.
Well, he doesn't play.
Trimming
That's
the
what
fat.
I'm saying.
Yes.
He never crosses my mind.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Can I just address something in the YouTube chat? Someone in the YouTube chat said, second night of a back-to-back against a hot team. Look, man, I'm tired. There's no excuses of a second night of a back-to-back. I'm sorry. You don't lose like that.
And LeBron didn't play in the first game.
If they lost in a fashion where it was a close game and the Suns made a buzzer beater, or they lost by within 4, understandable. You don't lose in that fashion.
But you believe in the rest advantage, right? At least some. You put some stock into
the way they lost, though, was not good.
They packed it in.
You packed it in.
They packed it in.
They did not respond whatsoever throughout that entire game. We were looking for a moment. Where are you going to respond? And it's going to be in the second. Is it going to be a second half? Because the Suns came in. They ended that first half great. What are the Lakers going to do? What adjustments necessary were they going to do to at least make the game a little bit more competitive? And they never did. So to say that they're blaming it on the second half of back-to-back, it's the way they lost.
So the way they lost. So you weren't really – you were expecting a win, but even if they lost, they should lose better?
I'm not saying lose better, but I'm just saying lose. If
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I think that when you play multiple games, like I said, hockey does this too.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, guys, it ain't happening tonight. Let's just get the hell out of here. Honestly, and it's never said out loud, but it's understood that let's go.
Yeah,
let's go. Let's get this over with. And I think that's, to your point, D. they could have dug in, and maybe instead of getting blown out, it's a little bit more of a competitive game. But that's when do they play again? On Thursday? Like, we got to jump a plane tomorrow. Let's get on this. Next one's up. Like, you just next one.